know what time it is. It's time to watch a video by OG Lucky. Let's get down right to the video. Good evening, everybody. I hope you're doing just lovely today. This is just a short, lighthearted video, and maybe a tip for my aspiring chess players. Do not do this if you see this. Do not do this. Do exactly what I do if somebody does it to you, but don't do this. It's bad. It's not impressive. It's not cool. It takes no skill, and it's gonna get you. It's very easily countered, and it's very easily able to be punished, and you'll probably lose your queen. This is the 4-move Scholarsmate, or attempted Scholarsmate. So I start off with c4, bringing the knight up, hopefully, or having an idea of that. They move e5. I move e4, just so that they don't try to push that pawn. They bring their queen out on the second turn. This tells me, okay, well, they're trying to do the 4-move checkmate on me. So, it's very simple. The way you counter this is very simple. I bring my knight out, because I still have one turn before I have to do anything. When they pull their bishop out, there's already a double attack. Now, this double attack seems scary, but in all it's so easy. I mean, all you gotta do. I don't know why it says bring your knight up, because you bring your knight up, see, I move this pawn, trying to make room for my knight, but his bishop is aiming down this line, because he pushed this pawn. Now, when I push this, he moved there. Now, it's not a blunder. It's not a blunder. I'll show you why. It's not a blunder. It's a trap. He's trying to bait you into freeing up access to this square right here. He wants this square. That is what he wants. There's a very simple idea. There's a very simple thing that I did. You ignore this. Don't do that. Don't do that. Ignore it. Move your knight and attack their queen. That's what you need to do. If they don't move their queen immediately, their queen is gone. Doesn't matter. They can do that. It's very simple. You just capture. They can do that. Then you just capture. They do. You see, you just ignore it. As long as you don't take the bait and capture their piece. And if they do that, and they capture with the bishop, then you're thinking, oh, well, I have to do something about this. You're right. So you know what you do? That's what you do. Capture with the knight, because it's in range, it's in the sight lines of this bishop. So you get the knight out of his reach. Now, when you move this knight, he'll most likely do something along the lines of that. And if he backs up, then you have a free bishop. If he doesn't, if he does something stupid, which is what my opponent did this. Now, as long as he doesn't move his queen back to this square, if he moves his queen anywhere other than this square, from this spot, this is the square that the game transpired in. It's a mistake. It says it's a mistake because that. Which is why I said, if it is any other square besides this square next to the king, that's the move you do. Doesn't matter. He can move it. He can move his queen here, which would be a blunder anyways. You just take it. He can move his queen here. Still, move his queen here. No. Here. No. It's all... The only square that you do not do that knight to c7 move is if he moves his queen back to her starting square. That is the only time where your next move is not c7. So, knowing this, here's just a small tip for you guys who are still new to chess or who still don't know all of the little kinks and misses and ifs, ands, and buts about this. There's always one king and one rook able to be forked by a knight, as long as the queen does not have access to that square. That is the only defender. If they bring their queen out into the center of the board, feel free to take it. This is why you don't bring your queen out too early, because they will definitely take advantage of your lack of knowledge, and they'll take advantage of you rushing and not developing your side of the board. They will take advantage of it. The rule is, if your king and your queen, or your king and your rook, are on the same color, that means your king is on a white square, your rook is on a white square. Your king is on a white square, your queen is on a white square. Or black squares. It is able to be forked. The only time when it's not able to be forked is if they're on a square pattern like this, where the king and the queen, they have one square in between them diagonally. There's no way to fork. There's no position for the knight to be able to have access to both those squares at the same time. Any other time, they could be like that. They could be... Let's pretend that this is a queen, right, or a king right here. Let's pretend that this bishop is a king. You would use this square. That's a double attack. Now, that's just an example. There's this one where there's 3 spaces in between them. You have the 1 space in between them where, like this, for example, or like this. That's what you do. Now, like I said, this is just one game, and it might not work out like this. But if they ever move their queen to this square after you counter their attempted deception, you make sure that you take their queen. Take their queen from them. And in this case, my opponent quit because he tried to take an easy win and he ended up losing his queen. The objective wasn't to lose the queen. He has no interest in playing if he doesn't have a queen, because he's trying to get easy wins. But I'm not here to talk shit about my opponents or to bash the Queen's Gambit, because the Queen's Gambit can be effective. I'm not gonna lie. There is ways to counter it, though. And when you rage quit after they counter the Queen's Gambit or the attempted Scholarsmate, I mean, you're just giving them exactly what they needed, which is to win, to not get checkmated. This is a very simple setup, and as long as you don't do anything dumb, as long as you don't lose sight of what really matters, as long as you pay attention to where everybody is, you should have no problem countering the Scholarsmate or the Queen's Gambit. By the way, if you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, because we have new content coming out every day. So leave a comment if you have a suggestion for a video, and as always, this is OG Lucky signing off. Checkmate.